Good morning, and welcome to another episode of the Happiness is Real morning show. My name is Camilla Calberg. I'm your host of this show. I'm the founder of Calberg Coaching, and I'm a transformational coach. This episode is brought to you by Calberg Coaching, where we help executives thrive before, during, and after divorce. And we help you create a better life on the other side of divorce. To learn more about my journey into coaching and how to book a introductory conversation, go to www.calbergcoaching.com. And I am so happy to be here today with you this beautiful Tuesday to talk about the quality of your thoughts and the importance of it. So, with no further ado, let's get started. And I just want to share, there's two things I want to share. If you watch me live, because there's so many people watching me live on different platforms, the only way I know you're here is to drop me a comment. So drop me a comment. I so appreciate that. So I know you are live here on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, or on Facebook, of course. And I have an important announcement. I have opened my calendar for laser coaching session. That is an intensive 2-hour sessions where we go deep dive and help you get some real strategies on how to navigate your divorce, either before when you want to. When you're planning to do divorce or to divorce, or you're unsure, you're going through it, or you actually have divorced, but you haven't healed. This session, this laser coaching intensive session, will bring you forward like you had never expected. So go and book that conversation. Send me a note and I will make a time in the schedule. That is so important, and it will give you some real strategies that will help you thrive. All right. And so, with no further ado, let's jump into today's topic about the quality of your thoughts. Hand on heart, when I went into to when I even before I decided to okay, now it's time to create my destiny and to take more control. And as I was going transitioning through divorce, I am I'm here to say I did not think quality thoughts that really set me up for success. If you followed me for a while, you know that I'm talking about whether you go uphill or downhill. And I certainly, for a long time, went uphill. Thoughts, they stem from your conscious mind. The feelings come from your body, your soul, and that is subconsciously. The and the more you do not control or haven't learned how to train or control your thoughts, the more you probably are likely to think the thoughts that you've done yesterday, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago. And research shows that you are formed and your personality is formed up till age 35. And from then on, you run on automated pilot. So that means that the thoughts that you think is a product of your past. So if you haven't healed a trauma, if you have been in a work situation that hasn't set you up for success, or any other situation that has been really challenging, you may be in a position where you don't think thoughts that really set you up for success. But as I was, you are not aware of that. You are not of that aware of that. But the reason why I bring it on is that when you go through any major life transition, like divorce, it can also be a loss of job. Get up. You better start to control your thoughts. So going back to my own story, I was a victim of my own thoughts for a long time. And I'm not just talking about a few months. For a long time, I was a victim of my thoughts because I hadn't trained my mind, I hadn't trained my awareness to become aware of the thoughts that I think. So, what do I really mean with that? So, what I mean is that I want to give you some really l- real examples, because I think that's the only way or the best way you can relate to that. So I live very only a few hundred, a few 100 meters from my ex. And when I saw his car, I could create thoughts that made me like angry. It could make me really sad, frustrated. But and I could create screwed, and I could create thoughts that screwed me up, that didn't set me up for success. And for a long time, I didn't know what it was all about. I started to become really aware of the quality of my thoughts when I started taking a certificate and becoming a professional coach. And that's about the thoughts that you think. If they're heavy, they are not true. They are lies. And it's about saying, okay, what are your belief system? Remember, your thoughts are created up till age 35. And the way that you think, the thoughts that you have, it's built on a belief system. Your belief system is also part of, it's also stemmed from your upbringing, how your parents tried their best to bring you up. Um, and maybe the society, the friends that you were a group of, a gang of, that's also a part, maybe a part of your belief system today, whether you know it or you're not, or it's about you being subconscious about it. So it's all about whether you have belief systems that set you up for success, or it's actually belief systems that are so screwed up that you just really sabotage your own moving forward. And there's already someone here on, I see that on LinkedIn. Hey, welcome to the show. But I learned the hard way, and that's why I go live to help you not replicate what I did, but I want you. That is really my purpose of my business, is to help you thrive before, during, and after divorce, because it is possible. So when I start to become aware of the thoughts that I was thinking, then I started to vibrate on a different level of energy. And when you vibrate on a different level of energy, and an energy that makes you more happy, you change your life. It's that simple. So you would say, okay, so how do I actually do it? Okay, the first thing is that if you are stuck in if you have to take a decision, have to move forward, and you are unsure whether it's the right thing, right? If it's feel really true to your heart, it is the right thing. And then ask yourself the question, what is the worst that can happen? And often, often it's there's nothing like nothing will break from what you do. It's just experimenting with your desire to move forward. And remember, take control of your destiny. For years, I had given, I will have a session on that about, do you give your control to others, or do you take control yourself of your own life? For years, I given others the power to decide how I was going to live my life, or what thoughts I was going to think, and that was really not setting me up for success. So really, really challenge yourself. Hey, girl. So I don't know if you're girls, so but friends from Instagram. I'm so happy that you're here with me. And please chip in with comments if the whatever shows up, and we're talking about challenging your thoughts. So it's really about challenging in a nice way and in a loving way. Ask yourself that question: what is the worst that can happen? What is the worst that can happen? And I promise you, had I asked myself, and had I trained myself in asking that question much earlier in my divorce process, in my healing process, I wouldn't have suffered so much. I wouldn't, because it's nothing really so terrible that it will break, right? Is like, if you want to go for a decision, go for that, or do a move, do that move. Um, and often it's your limiting beliefs that keeps you in the comfort zone. I talked about yesterday about the fear of moving forward. But here's what I invite you to embrace. If you if fear tells you or tries to protect you, right? But if you don't move forward, if you don't challenge that fear and look it from a beautiful point of view, then nothing new will, you will create nothing new. And that is so powerful. It is so powerful when you train how you think and ask yourself with love, what am I thinking right now? What am I thinking right now? And those thoughts that I think right now, do they set me up for success? I hope it all makes good sense, and drop me a note if you want me to explain. But I want to go back to the example I gave earlier. It's about watching my ex driving, passing our house. And the way I trained myself was that, first of all, it's about becoming aware of actually the thoughts that you think, how true are they? And as I was watching, standing in the kitchen and looking out of the kitchen window, and I knew that I had to train, or I got to train, I was committed to train, um, thinking better, feeling thoughts. Then I start catching myself when I can feel my body reacting or responding right now. I start to question myself when I was thinking a thought about him that made me upset. And maybe that was living in the past, but he was no longer part of my everyday life. So I start asking myself, Camilla, and I must say, I'm so into this. It sometimes in the beginning it took me about 10 minutes or maybe 15 minutes, but I did it. And the more I trained, the more I rehearsed, the faster I got to challenge myself with love. And so I asked myself, Camilla, what you're thinking right now, how true is that? How true is that? And I really invite you to use that technique yourself, because often you will experience that the thoughts that you think is your thoughts has nothing to do with reality. Nothing to do with reality. It's your reality. And often it's your reality that protects you and prevents you from moving forward. It's also your limiting beliefs and your thoughts that keeps you victim, and it keeps you stuck in that black hole, and may fuel your negativity and anger and but that doesn't set you up for success. What you get to do is to take control of your thoughts and say no more. I'm no longer available for those thoughts that do not set me up for success. And when I learned that, my healing process just skyrocketed. And I started training my daughter in that. When it was like really like high conflict, she was at the age of 6. And even now, she's not a few weeks, then she turns 8. I still use that method or strategy, that tool. How true is that? And often we find that the thoughts that we think are not true because we haven't validated it. If you haven't validated what you think, and there's no resonance with what you think, stop thinking that thought, because the only thing you do is to what do you say? Go uphill. You don't set you up for success. You don't set yourself up for success. Ooh, this is so important. This is so important. And that's what I help and have the wonderful opportunity to train my clients in. Because here is a belief system, and I I'm such a firm believer that unless you work with a coach, whatever area of expertise that coach has, unless you get help to work on your belief systems and your thoughts, then it takes much longer time to heal whatever life transition you go through, whatever challenge that may be challenges work. Unless you learn how to challenge yourself and your thoughts, then it can be a long time before you actually start to create success. But when you learn it, you will just skyrocket, and you will just like when you think better feeling thoughts, what does it do? It creates happiness, it creates joy, peace, calm mind. And you can do much more. And you know what you can do? I not like a specific thing, But when you think better feeling thoughts, you create results that are long lasting, qualitative results. When you're in stress, you don't create good results. You don't take good decisions. That's how it is. So it's about having a calm mind so that you can move forward. And I use the word with grace because you can't move forward even though your outer world is chaotic. And let it be chaotic. Let it be chaotic. As long as you have an inner peace. And you have one tool now to get to inner peace, that is control your thoughts. I hope this is will help you fuel your day this beautiful Tuesday. And remember, think about your thoughts and create even better feeling thoughts. Then you'll have an amazing day. And whatever challenge or obstacle that comes your way, you won't give it as much power because you know that the thoughts that you think you haven't validated that, then drop that thought, and you get a better, calmer mind. It's that easy. It just takes some training, but it really is an easy tool to practice. So, with this, we're coming to the end of today's episode. If you found value in it, take a moment to drop me a comment. I love to receive your comments because that also inspires me. What are the topics to talk about, and what are the featured guests I should invite in on my show, as well as take a screenshot and share this episode on your favorite social platform to help your friends and your loved ones thrive through major life transition. And remember, it's so important. Remember, happiness is real, even though I can't screen. I'm in the office right now, so I don't want to. Even though people use language that doesn't set you up for success, it's hard, it's tough, it's really sad to hear. You know what? You know how to create happiness, and happiness is real. Even though you go through a divorce, divorce is just a project. It is just a project. It's not the end of your life, and that's why I say happiness is real when you know how to thrive. And so here, wherever you are in your divorce journey, there is left the end of the tunnel. And I keep this right now because that tunnel, when I started, that tunnel was very long, like several years. But then I saw the light. And the reason why I go live and why I help so many people is that you shouldn't go do the hard way. You shouldn't replicate what I did. You do it the fast way and the easiest way. And so when you do that, you will experience that your tunnel is actually going to be much shorter than you had ever experienced because you have the right tools. It is so important to believe in that. And I will help you believe in that because it is true. And remember that the next chapter of your life can truly be your best one yet. And I bet it's going to be much better than you have ever ever expected. And I am so happy that we're connecting. And it's my honor to be on your journey with you and help you support you through the process. So this wraps up today's episode. Remember to tune in daily for inspiration and practical advice to help you create a better, more abundant life on the other side of divorce. And remember, if you have not already done it, book a discovery conversation or reach out and let's do a laser coaching session so I can help you get real strategies so we help you out moving out from pain into pleasure. So with this, and hi Bunny. I like the idea for divorce as a project. Yes, thank you, Bunny. I really appreciate that. We have to look at it that way, and that's actually it's my commitment to. And I say this is my higher vision to redesign, or no, not redesign. That might be also redesign, but redefine what divorce is like. What a divorce is. It's just a project. Thanks, Bunny. I appreciate that. So let's connect again tomorrow. Enjoy the Tuesday, whether you listen and tune in lifetime, like real time, or you do the replay. Enjoy, and we will connect again soon. Bye for now.